How strong is Ciri, otherwise known as the Lady of Space and Time, or the Ashen One? Let's find out just how strong the lady who stopped the White Frost all by herself truly is. I already know making this video is going to be a nightmare because every single time I say Ciri, my phone is going to question me. But alas, Ciri is very well known in The Witcher for being quite strong. I don't think I'm wrong in saying that. Given that she's a child of the Elder Blood, she's going to be special and have some very special abilities, and that she does. I do believe, however, that in The Witcher 4 they're going to have to crank these abilities down and not crank them up, otherwise this is going to turn into Dragon Ball Z and not The Witcher 3, or The Witcher 4. But you saw what I was going for. The Witcher 4. Okay, enough. But anyways, let's cover Ciri's strength. Ciri's base striking strength wouldn't really be anything of note, I believe, but luckily for her, she's got a little sword, which is a little more effective than just using your fists. I'd say that Ciri is just below Geralt in terms of strength. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I mean with her sword, not her straight fists. If they got in a fist fight, Geralt would probably beat her up, but this is with her sword. The way that I arrived at this reasoning, if you'd like to know and maybe dispute it in the comments, is by seeing both of their performance versus Caranthir. It's sort of the easiest thing that I could find to compare the two, and I think that Geralt's performance versus Caranthir is very clearly better, but Ciri still held her own. Either way, Ciri's strength was never really going to be a highly contentious subject for me or something that I went over for a long period of time. I just think that she's just slightly below Geralt. But again, base striking strength and Ciri with her sword and Geralt with their sword are totally different things, so please do not get the two mixed up. Let's talk about something I can really get into the weeds of a little bit more, and that's Ciri's speed. Now, this is an interesting one. Speed for Ciri is a very interesting one, considering her ability to phase or teleport. This ability is very reliant on her reaction time, but yeah, her ability totally carries her here. I think she has more than enough reaction time to keep up with the likes of Geralt in speed and maybe even surpass him. I'm gonna be totally honest. Although I would like to polish up on what I said there and make it very apparent that I think that Geralt's combat and reaction speeds are greater than Ciri's. However, her travel speed and her general agility is better, especially when we talk about the books, considering what Ciri did to Bonnart due to the environment and her own agility, and what Geralt's rusty ass knee is like in the books. Personally, I think that Ciri stops just underneath Geralt from Blood and Wine and Dettlaff. I just don't see her going toe-to-toe with Dettlaff personally, but if you guys think differently, let me know why. On my last video, it seemed like you guys didn't want me to categorize strength in power scaling terms, and I totally respect that. I mean, this is the Witcher community and not the Dragon Ball community, so I've tried to take a more witchery and professional approach, I suppose. But if you do want to see things like building level or massively hypersonic, there will be a slide at the conclusion of the video showing you all of the individual and specific scaling for Ciri. And this is a perfect segue to go straight into Ciri's abilities and talk about the real meat and potatoes of what she has to offer in a fight. As I've stressed in this video way more than enough, probably too much, Ciri's abilities range very greatly, and they are very, very strong, especially for a fully realized Ciri, although we haven't seen it yet, but imagine it. Just imagine it. I'm not going to ramble on for the abilities section about the same three things I've been mentioning before: space travel, time travel, and teleportation, which is basically just space travel. For the ability section, I'd just like to mention two things, one in The Witcher 4 and one in The Witcher 3, specifically The Witcher 3 ending. Ciri fought off the White Frost with her abilities, which literally consumes planets in frost over time, which is a crazy feat. We do not know the cost of this victory for Ciri. I believe she lost some of her powers, but this cannot be confirmed nor denied yet. We don't see any of her Elder Blood powers in the Witcher 4 trailer, it seems, although I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. However, what we do see in the Witcher 4 trailer is new abilities. What we can say for sure is that she can use signs now and potions, but we do not know the nature of the one that she uses on the beast, the one where she transfers water to lightning. If you guys know what that is or where it's from, please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, she definitely seems to have a few more abilities in the trailer, but it's just speculation for now, so I think it's best to just leave it until we know for sure. Incredibly strong abilities coming in from Ciri. Let's move on to her hacks, which is basically just how she can use her abilities. Ciri has access to oils and potions, which make her more volatile against certain enemy types, but it also can generally enhance her performance, like if she drinks a swallow, she'll regenerate HP, and because she's a witcher now, she can do that. She has access to sound manipulation, which is quite cool via her powers, so if someone's really weak to sound, then she can probably use that. Again, she kinda has to know how to do it on command, and she doesn't really know how to do that, so take this with a grain of salt. And another thing to take with a grain of salt, she could probably just grab someone and take them to another dimension and leave them there, but again, take it with a grain of salt. I just thought it would be funny to imagine. She gets in a fight with someone incredibly stronger than her and just says, hey, we're gonna go to a different dimension and you're gonna stay there and I'm gonna go home. But to be entirely honest, that's all I thought that it was worth mentioning on how she could really abuse her abilities, and obviously with the oils and the potions as being a witcher. She can do everything a witcher can do, essentially, is what it seems like with the Witcher 4 trailer at least. Anyways guys, that'll just about do it for this video. To be very brief in my conclusion, Ciri in The Witcher 3 is incredibly strong, even in the books, and probably in The Witcher 4 too. A fully realized Ciri wouldn't really narratively or conceptually fit The Witcher, I think. She'd be like Gone to Rodim, and I don't really know if that level of power really suits a Witcher main character, but hey, I could be wrong. So I think in The Witcher 4 they're going to tone down on her powers and change it up a little bit. But only time will tell what's in store for The Witcher 4. These dad jokes are getting too much. I'm going to put up the strength and speed stats I said I would put up earlier right now. So pause if you want to see them, or if you're just incredibly fast at reading. There you go. But that's about it from me, guys. Hope you all enjoyed watching. Next time we do a video like this, we're going to be covering this fella right here, which I think could be quite interesting. But anyways, that's all from me, guys. Take care.